to these Deprived games.
And welcome back to the Superbike Gamers Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, John, also known as John B. the Tank.
And good evening, guys. My name is Matt, also known as Thackum.
And I'm Justine, also known as Lucky Shot J.
And guys, tonight we're going to dive right into the conversation everybody's been having all week.
It's that we're on YouTube now!
Yeah, so youtube.com/sleepymedia. We are on YouTube now. All of our episodes have just been uploaded.
Not all of them. We're working on getting the rest of them up, but we have a lot of them up there.
Most of them.
The rest of them should be up very soon.
So tonight we're really going to focus on the conversation that a lot of people have been having about the Facebook Oculus Rift buyout.
Yeah, I think we touched base a little bit on it last week, but I really wanted to talk about it a little more, mainly because a lot of people, I'm surprised, a lot of people I've talked to actually don't really know what the Oculus Rift is.
Now, there's a lot of people that are also, if they do know what it is, they're very angry that Oculus made this decision. We're going to get into that just a little bit later. But what do you think? First of all, what is your thoughts on the buyout?
It can go one of two ways. It can be very good to the point where we see nothing that you would think Facebook would do to something like that, and they just fund it. It's just one of their products. It's nothing, tied with Facebook. You can't check statuses and stuff like that on your freaking Oculus. And then the other hand is you can check statuses and shit on your Oculus. Like I said, if all goes well, it stays what it's supposed to be, and it can be better because they have more money. I mean,
well, my thought's very simple. In the past, Facebook has bought a number of companies that we've heard. Instagram.
Yep.
And it's WhatsApp as well, correct?
Yeah, that's right. They bought WhatsApp recently for how much? For like $10 million or something like that?
Something like that. We would have to fact check, but
yeah, we'll check that later.
But ultimately, it comes down to the fact that take something like Instagram, right? Facebook hasn't really changed Instagram all that much, other than their terms of user agreements. They still are able to do a lot of what they were doing prior. And the same thing with WhatsApp. We haven't seen them make any kind of changes really with WhatsApp. So
yeah, but that purchase happened relatively recently.
Well,
and it's not a physical product; it's a digital thing that they bring to you.
Well, it's a service.
I don't want to get an Oculus that has a giant Facebook stamp on the front of it.
Well, I really don't think that would happen. What I see happening is, Facebook is buying these companies not because they want to take them over and make them Facebook.
Tell that to King.
My thought is that they're afraid of these companies taking away their users or overpowering Facebook. So
yeah,
it's not so much, it's pretty much them versus me. And if I can get them on my side, then it's not a competition. Now I can honestly see a lot of money being poured into it as the future of what could be gaming and just general entertainment. Right.
We were actually just talking about before. What if someone could make a horror movie, a good horror movie, not just some third party, filmed in your garage horror movie, that was filmed in first person. You wore the Oculus to better experience it. That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun.
Mm-mm.
I could imagine that. Imagine, say in the next 5 years, right? Maybe in the next 10 years, we go into a movie theater that's actually outfitted. Instead of a screen on the wall, there would be an Oculus Rift in every seat.
Mm-hmm. Now, that'd be kind of hard to maintain. You'd have to make sure that people aren't breaking them and stealing them.
Well,
look,
I'm just talking as a general thought here.
Okay.
The
potential wireless Oculus Rift says you walked in, and then you have to hand them back as you walk back out.
The potential of what this technology could do for the entertainment industry is amazing.
It's Absolutely. Terrifying. To people who hate scary movies like me, that's just the worst idea ever.
We were just watching some Markiplier videos before we did this to show Justine a little bit of the Oculus Rift in use. And one of the games we watched called Dread Halls.
That was the scariest. Oh my god.
I hate scary use out of the Oculus, whether it be a statue that decides to follow you from behind, or something that pops 2 inches from your face.
This freaking gargoyle. Oh, it was so creepy. The face was just so real, and every time you turned around from it, it popped up right in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I think Markiplier would agree with you.
Yeah. He's like, these things can't hurt me. And then he turns around and immediately gets hit in the back. He's like, oh shit. So they can hurt me.
So yeah, we actually,
Scary.
we're waiting for our Oculus Rift right now.
Right.
But in the meantime, we're actually taking a look at other people's videos, and these videos that we're seeing are just incredible.
Right. We should
They
have
really
our
are.
Oculus in July when they start reselling the new model, the 1080p model, to the public. Well, it's not really the public. It's still a dev kit, but you can just buy it off their website.
So the other question at hand, too, is, when we start talking about all these zeros behind a number, right? The question is, do those who back it on sites like Kickstarter and got Oculus Rift started, do they deserve a kickback?
I say no, and hear my argument. What they're getting, they're still going to get the product. The product needed a kickstart. That's what Kickstarters are. Now, whether it gets bought by someone in the future, that's totally different. That's up to the product owners themselves. In the end, they're still being delivered the product that they were backing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kickstarter doesn't say, I gave you money, give me what's mine. That's saying you're going to support them.
Now, I think
It's up to the person who's doing the Kickstarter
Mhm.
to give you something back.
That's actually not true. In Kickstarter, you're paying for that product. Now, as part of Kickstarter, though, they actually don't sell equity in companies.
Mhm.
That's actually in their terms and agreements, which kind of sucks, though, because, I love Kickstarter. I'm on Kickstarter all the time.
Right.
And if I had the money, I absolutely would have backed the Oculus Rift right when it was on there.
Well, if you think about it this way, Facebook kickstarted them. They gave them $2 million, and Oculus was like, okay, we're yours now. So,
Well, no. What I'm saying is, if you're a backer, right, and you got it started, for most companies, if you start them with however much money,
right,
you become a shareholder in that company.
Right.
Now, not to say that this is what should happen with Oculus Rift, but come on, something's got to give. As somebody who was there in the very beginning,
well,
you know-
let me give you this to help those people feel a little better. Like we were saying before, this can be a very good thing. Oculus has all the money in the world now because of it being kickstarted. Because it was kickstarted and because it became the product that it is, now it's known. It was known enough that Zuckerberg was like, I should probably own this thing. Went and bought them. It was known enough that Sony said we need to get into this game. It was known enough that rumors are coming out that Microsoft is trying to get into this game. Because people kickstarted it, there's a future in VR gaming.
I'm not saying that's not what's happening.
No, I know.
We're not looking at it from from a communal or from a company standard, or maybe in the future of gaming. We're looking at it as the here and now, and
Right, and if
as
you
somebody-
kickstarted it enough, you got an Oculus.
you got an Oculus,
Right.
and that's it.
Right. You backed it enough to get one. That's why you got one. Like, what else are they going to give you?
That's what my question was going to be. Were you backing it for the Oculus, or were you backing
Well,
it
you
for
can back
equity
it
in
with
the
smaller
country?
amounts to help the company,
Mhm.
or if you paid the $300, you got the dev kit. You
Mhm.
get to use it.
Yeah.
So there was like almost like a
Okay.
stepping stone. You can give a little bit and help out, or you can give a lot and you get an Oculus. And then you get an early version. If you give more, you can get a version later too.
Now, there are websites that are coming out now, especially, they're riding on the hype of this Oculus thing, because this is a question a lot of people are asking, where you, instead of buying the product, which could also be the case, you could also buy equity in the company.
Okay.
In
So-
some cases, I think that would be not preferred, but that would be an option in some
Was this something that
some
Oculus did?
companies.
No.
Then in that case, they didn't own any equity in the company.
Exactly. But as some of these people, some of these Kickstarter campaigns go up to thousands of dollars.
Right.
And ultimately it comes to the fact of, is the people who've backed it on a level as high as that, are they due for any kind of repayment?
Not really. I mean, if you look at another game or something else that was backed by Kickstarter, Star Citizen. It's actually a game in development. Looks amazing. Runs on CryEngine. If they were bought by another company, people who paid will still get what they got. You know why? Because they have different levels of payment. You paid this much, you get this. You're still going to get it. You're still getting what you paid for. Same thing with Oculus. If you paid enough, you got what you got. And you get what you get.
You get what you get.
If you wanted to give more, that was up to you, man. That was up to you. No one told you if you give a lot, you're going to own equity in our company.
I can see that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got to look at it from a business standpoint, too. So, moving on to a little bit of news, I want to veer away from the Oculus a little bit. We're going to have a lot more to talk about that in the future, I'm sure, especially once we get one. Phil Spencer is taking the reins of Xbox.
You know, I'm happy about this. I wasn't crazy about Mark Whitten.
I liked Mark Whitten. I kind of like Phil Spencer more. Ever since Phil Spencer was on stage, I don't know, he's got this friendly vibe to him. Very similar to another guy we like over from Xbox, Larry Hurd. Xbox Live's Major Nelson.
Yep.
He's kind of got that, like, I want your money, but I want to be your friend too kind of thing.
I remember first seeing Phil Spencer when he was on at E3 last year.
Right.
And I really liked his personality. In fact, I even went over to you and I said, John, I hope this guy does the whole thing. I really enjoyed him. I enjoy his presence, and I'm really happy that he's going to be doing it. In fact, I'm excited for what he came forward with E3. You know, he's really dealing with customer feedback to the best of his ability. And as soon as he stepped in, he made a public statement that they're going to be revamping the Xbox One's games with gold.
Right. He did come out and say that they are going to be reimagining the way it works. Currently, the way it works is they release 2 free games a month, one for the first half of the month, one for the second half. And if you're a gold member, you can get it. Once you download it once, you own it forever. Now, people are saying they might go over to doing it the way PlayStation does it because Xbox doesn't really do too many new games. In fact, their game this month that they just announced was Hitman Absolution, which is fairly new. But that's probably one of the newer games that we're getting. PlayStation, on the other hand, does games that are brand new, for the most part, and you get them if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber. The downside to getting the brand new games is as soon as you stop being a Plus subscriber, you can't play them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
With Xbox, you own them forever. PlayStation, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of sucks, but here's what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe you'll agree with me, maybe you don't. These games are free.
Right.
Why?
As a customer reward program?
Okay, let's think about it like that. But more so the answer I was looking for was because you're paying for the service that they're coming from, right?
Right.
So I think, ultimately, yeah, it's kind of fair that when you stop paying for the service that you got the games for initially,
okay,
you lose the games. It's as simple as that. Now, the games you paid for, of course, are yours.
Mm-hmm.
But the games that you got for free because of you have been a part of this service, I think it's fair that they take them back.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, I kind of don't mind the old games because I get to keep them forever. Because, the economy's shit, and there may be points where you don't have the money to keep subscribing.
I understand that, but it doesn't change the fact that these games are for free. I can only imagine that Microsoft takes a licensing fee and eats it for every single person that downloads it.
Yeah.
And how do they offset it? Xbox Live.
Right. But Sony's required to have PlayStation Plus to play online now, too.
I'm not saying they don't.
I know. But, I mean...
I'm just justifying it. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
So, and it really is interesting, because they said that it is going to be different from what they have now. And it may not look exactly the way things have looked in the past.
Right.
Which is alluding to the fact that they may be looking at that new structure.
Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see how that goes and how new the games will be that they make available.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we probably won't. I don't know. We just gotta wait and see if it happens and test it out. We'll talk about it then when we have a little more info on it.
Mm-hmm.
So Valve. We were just talking about the Oculus. Just jumping a little back and forth here. Valve's Michael Abrosh joins Oculus as their chief scientist.
Which is really interesting because well, first of all, we have a lot of shuffle of executives going on right now. Whether it be Xbox.
Yeah, a lot of shift of powers in the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm. This year, though, we've seen so far a lot of shift of powers.
A lot.
But what I am going to say is it's really nice to see, Michael Brash come to Oculus.
Right.
If anything, only because of the fact that there's somebody of that nature that is seeing the potential in it.
Absolutely.
Not only that, as somebody who's coming to be a chief scientist, you're really going to be... I can't wait to see what he brings forward for this technology.
Absolutely.
Especially since the gyroscope and the accelerometer in it are wonderful already.
It'll be interesting to see who else this company gets. They already have John Carmack as well from Mid Games.
Mhm.
And he's a legend in the gaming world.
Well, I mean, think about it now. Facebook bought them.
Right.
Oculus has pockets deeper than the core of the earth. They can afford to bring in these developers and these people now that are going to put them to a higher nature.
Mm-hmm. Need more developers. Must see more statuses on Oculus.
I think it'll be interesting. See what they can do about it. What they can do with it.
Yeah, we'll see. So, something interesting. This is the first time this has ever been done. Linkin Park came out with a new music video.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's not a music video. They released it in something called Project Spark, which is a game that allows people to create games.
Mhm.
And you can play it. You essentially are playing the music video. I have to say it's a little broken. I'll accept that though, because Project Spark's in beta. But it was pretty good.
You know, I played it. I actually had to play it twice.
Yeah, you said the first time the audio glitched out, right?
Yeah, the first time I played, it was only the bass line. Nothing, there was no audio. There was no anything coming. No vocals coming from the game. And I'd actually hear the guitar rip when I fell down a hole. That's the most that I got.
It's almost like when you play Guitar Hero and you miss a chord, and it's just like, ding! Like instead of just go,
the second time I had to play it through, it was good. Honestly, though, I expected more from it, being of where it came from. You know, it was made and developed by Linkin Park and a team of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Rayman broke me.
Rayman?
Yeah, you know, when I played Rayman.
Oh, when you played the Rayman music levels.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was expecting.
I miss Rayman.
But
I have Rayman. That game's so much fun.
You know, that's really kind of what I was expecting. But nonetheless, for what it is, and the fact that it was able to be made, then ported to the Xbox through Project Spark by anybody, it's really cool. And not only that, you're able to remix this video on your own.
That's right. They did supply tools to remix the video. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a front to new things. I definitely know, not just this music video in general, but Project Spark is definitely something I want to see where this goes. Because you play other games that characters or people can create things. Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Trials, which is a motorcycle game, and you see people creating things like Tetris. Like, it's insane. It's insane. I can't wait to see what people... This is a game that's actually meant to build other games, though. So that's why I can't wait to see what people build.
Yeah.
People are building pinball machines, the first level from Fable.
Flappy Bird,
which you told me there was like a first person version.
If you are looking for the trippiest thing in the world, you need to go to Project Spark, download it on your Xbox One, and play it in first person, because it is way harder than on your phone or tablet. It's the hardest thing ever. I couldn't get past two.
Hold on. It's the Flappy Bird, like, going through the pipes, but it's first person?
Right, you can switch it to first person.
No way.
So yeah, you're flying like this, and you have the pipe, you see the holes.
I can't get past the first one. I wouldn't even go past start on that.
You'd be looking there like, oh, there's a hole there. Oh,
Oh,
down
there's a
there.
hole. Hey, look. Oh, my
Flappy
God.
Bird with Oculus.
Oh, no.
Wait, it's up there! Now it's down here!
He was so funny playing that game. Oh, my Lord. Just some of his... I'm going back to... what was his name?
Markiplier.
Markiplier. Some of his reactions were funnier than anything. Like, you were scared shitless from this thing just popping in front of you, but his reaction was... Oh, it was so funny.
I really think that I enjoy his videos because he's very genuine.
Yeah, he
Absolutely.
is.
You know, he's not somebody that has to force things or write scripts. He just
great.
plays, and honestly, I enjoy him. I enjoy watching him.
Even though you can only see from his nose down because he's got the Oculus on,
his face.
he just
You hear things like,
his mouth is very
and he's like,
expressive.
what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that?
Then it turns
Oh,
out
my
a
God.
hole and you hear it again. He's like, fuck that.
Fuck you.
I'm gonna go down this way or this way. This way or this way. And then someone pokes out from the dark. He's like, I'm going this way.
Do I go to the shiny blue light or do I go to the spot in the dark? Let's go to the blue light. Oh shit, not the blue light. Oh, it's so good.
Not the blue light.
I hate scary stuff, but I think I might watch it just for his reactions. That was priceless.
I cannot wait until we have the Oculus in our hands.
Oh.
Absolutely.
We are going to have so much fun playing with it. Especially since we're going to have ours in July when they start selling them again. Because it's the new model, HD. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to have a heart attack. I'm going to play horror games and just, die.
As long as there's no spiders.
We're going to find you a game with spiders.
No, we're not.
I'm going to look up arachnophobia in the Oculus Indie Store. And I'm going to find something just for you.
Honey, I love you, but all bets are off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
If you really, really, really like spiders, you should watch the new Hobbit movie.
Shut up.
He almost died in the second Harry Potter movie.
Oh,
When
God,
they're
it's
going
worse
through...
than that.
He almost died. Oh, my God. He read the books, and then when he went to go see the movie with his grandfather, he almost died.
I didn't think Aragog was going to be that big, and all of his sons and daughters was ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing I wanted to talk about before we end today's episode.
Mm-hmm.
So remember how we talked about it on... I don't know if you were actually on that episode. I think it was me, James, and Joe, or Arctic Long. The last Call of Duty DLC that came out, they put Michael Myers in there.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of a lean towards an old game mode that players created, Modern Warfare 1. They're adding something new
Yes,
in
they
the
are.
new DLC. They're adding Predator.
I'm excited. I love the series. I love the entire franchise.
As a sci-fi film fan, I want to turn invisible and mimic people's voices while I stab them from behind and rip their skull out from their head.
Now, here's my only question. Because they haven't announced exactly what Predator can do.
That's right. And they haven't really announced... Well, it looks like
Is
it's on a
this-
multiplayer map. It might be a custom game mode just for it. Or
Is
it might
this
be just,
their attempt to battle Titanfall?
What, by adding Predator?
Yes. As somebody who can potentially go invisible.
Hmm.
Or, do special moves. Or...
I don't think it's that. I think they're just trying... It looks like they're making like a lean towards old movies in every DLC.
Mhm.
The first one was Michael Myers. This was Predator. They'll probably add some Juggernaut in the next one. Like they have the Juggernauts you can play as. It'll probably be Terminator with a minigun in the next one.
Okay.
By the way, I'm calling that. If it's Terminator with a minigun, everyone I know owes me a fucking dinner.
I know where we're
Predicting it on
going.
the podcast. Shinju! Or Skyline.
God.
I don't know.
I'd rather
Shinju
go
or
to Shinju.
Skyline?
We haven't been to Shinju in a while.
Yeah, we should go to Shinju one day. Not today, though. That's expensive.
Matt's flipping out like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're so
You are ruining our
Stop it.
show. What are you doing? It's
Okay,
not
guys.
a tumor. Get to the chopper.
I think that's about it for tonight.
Chopsy.
Guys, as a little bit of Sleep Deprived Gamers news, like I said in the very beginning, you can definitely check out youtube.com/sleepymedia to view and listen to any of our recent podcasts. We're also going to be getting up some Let's Plays and other cool videos up there, so definitely check it out.
I just need to get a new program to edit them. I do have a few that are in the works already. My computer is just not agreeing with me right now, so I want to try to have them the best quality possible before I have them up. So you guys will get them when they're ready.
Absolutely.
And that should be very soon.
Absolutely. And guys, for the meantime, like our videos on YouTube, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and follow us on Instagram.
Yep, that's right. Thanks for joining us, guys. I'm John.
I'm Matt,
And I'm Justine.
And I'm Arnold.
and like always, stay sleepy. Game on.
Sleep Deprived Game.
Get to the chopper.